So today's session is dedicated, I like this one a lot. It's dedicated to life's bonuses, the bonuses of life. And, you can think of a lot of, you can think of bonus in a lot of ways, like bonus time. I know I found a poem that really says it all, that says what I mean by this bonus time, or life's bonuses. It's a poem called Yes by William Stafford. And I bet some of you know this poem. It's really beautiful. It's short. And here it is. It's called Yes. It could happen anytime. Tornado, earthquake, Armageddon. It could happen. Or sunshine, love, salvation. It could, you know. That's why we wake and look out. No guarantees in this life, but some bonuses, like morning, like right now, like noon, like evening. That's it. I think it's very sweet, and that's where we're at. Okay. I think a lot about bonuses. I actually, I think about my time with Tony at the beginning of this year, January, February, March, as it was bonus time. And sometimes I think every day we wake up is like a bonus day. I think it's a beautiful way to look at life. So here we are. Let's do our bonus yoga. All right. So as we begin, you know, I've been really into this moving, shifting, getting into the shoulders. We'll have a good variety of deep yin poses, but also strong poses. We'll have them both. And then let's go ahead and come into a side bend movement. And when you start up, just bring your hand to the back of your head, come over and start out by taking your elbow up and lengthen, and then maybe lower elbow drops down and you can take the top arm up overhead. Side bending, breathing. And then we'll release and taking it the other way. So arm is up, hand to the back of the head, come over the elbow. When we're tight, let's look forward, see if you can look up, and then elbow, maybe the lower elbow drops down, and extend your top arm and breathe. And then releasing and coming out. So let's go ahead and go to a half spinal twist. Half spinal twist. So you're going to take your right leg over the other. We have a Bluetooth, so I can actually control my music from here. And you're coming across. If you're going deeper, the lower knee is also bending. And since the right leg is on top, reaching left arm up, twist, and really moving towards your interior. Deep breath in and exhale. And then the twist, so this twist goes places here. So we're going to come onto our backs. Left foot is down onto the mat. And you go side, side. Your arms could be in a T position. It's a nice way of loosening the back. I also think a lot of us are sort of, you know, not everybody, but many sitting at a computer and the posture, the shoulders really take a hit on that. So think about extending, stretching across the front of your body, the front pectorals, as you go side to side and loosening your lower back. And then right hand threads under or through the legs, and you could grab behind the knees easier. You're holding the knee. Flex your right ankle. Deep breath in. Exhale. Good. And then we'll come up again. Use your hands to press up. There's Julie. And once you're up, once again, add the same twist you did before. It's still your right leg. See if it's any different having moved onto your back. It feels a little different for me. Exhale. And then releasing, and we'll do our second side. So the if you're modifying, it's your left leg over the other, and many of you can also pull the lower leg in. We're on the second side twist. And right arm up into the air, reach up high, and elbow across knee, and twist, look back. Deep breath in. Exhale, you're deepening. And then we'll come out, and from here we'll come onto our backs. And the left foot stays where it is, right foot is on the mat, and arms can be at a T position, and you swing your legs from side to side. When you go to the left, try to get your left outside thigh to touch down, go to the right, and maybe you're able to really come across quite a ways, back and forth. And then from here, threading the needle, left hand goes through the triangle legs make, and grabbing hold at behind the knee or your knee. Flex your left ankle, and great stretch to the left outside hip. Okay, we come up again, and you're going back to your twist, and we just want to see if there are any changes whatsoever. Reaching your right arm up, elbow across knee, and twist again. Great, and release, come on out, and then we will straighten, have your knees bent here. We're coming back, and we're working towards boat. So, it might be that you really have to modify, maybe you're coming into it right away, but I'm just working with it. So I'm going to bend my knees, and I'm going to straighten. So if anything, there's a little balance involved, not as much core work while I'm holding. And you're going to straighten and bend, and one more like that. You'll straighten and you bend, and then just hold the knees where the knees are bent, and then reach your arms. If this is too much, you can always kind of tap the floor with the feet, and some of you can extend into a fuller boat. Okay. Breathing in. I see. Exhale. And one more. Breathing in and exhale. Okay, and that's starting with a little bang there. Yeah, that's intense. Nobody complained while we were in it. You couldn't even find the voice, right? Come on back. And then it's just like that sigh of relief when you come out. So as you're here, just do a few pelvic tilts. So your feet are down, you exhale, you press your back down, you inhale, you arch, exhale, press the back down, and inhale, arch. Do that a few more times. And then grab a block and bring your block to your knees. And we'll do that same movement, but this time you have a block. So clasp your hands under your head. And as you exhale, press your back into the mat and squeeze into the block as if you wanted to leave your thigh imprint, right? Inhale, letting go. Exhale, you squeeze like crazy. You inhale, you let go of the intensity. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, letting go. One more. Exhale, squeeze, pressing your back down. Inhale, release. Now, next time you squeeze, go ahead and lift the legs and taking a moment to squeeze into the block. So there's a lot going on right here. You're really trying to get your back down and as much as you can. If that's too hard for you, bring your hands alongside your pelvis. If not, hands are still under your head. Good. Release, take the block away. We'll come back to that in a moment. Take the block away, soles of the feet are together. Hands are onto the belly. And sort of, like you're really getting into, when we do the hard work, you're going to put a lot of work into it, knowing that there's usually a release pose. Here's the release pose. Interlace fingers, press palms up overhead, stretching your upper body. Breathing. And then from here, we'll go ahead and come right into bridge as well. So when you're coming into bridge, you're really press up as high as you can. You'll have to use the back of your body to get the lift. Clasp your hands, tuck shoulders underneath you, and feel the arch. I love this pose because it can be really modified, and then you could really press and get a pretty deep back bend, a very healthy back bend in this pose. It's rare that we're pressing too much to compress the low back. Usually the whole body opens up kind of evenly here. Is there any more effort on your part to get the front of your spine longer, the stretch to the front of your body more intensely felt? And then we'll release, come on out. And of course, counter pose is happy baby, elbows on the inside knee, grab your feet, go wide with your knees, stretching your low back. And even if you are very limber, and this is fairly simple pose, can it be that you still approach it with that integrity, like, oh, I'm gonna see what I can do here to stretch more deeply in my back. And then releasing, good. So this next one, it just depends on you. You're gonna try to have your legs, you might do what we did earlier, the block between, or you take it to the next level. Your legs are in the air, knees are bent, and your arms are in the air, trying to relax your shoulders. Your right arm and your left leg extend. If this is really hard for you, your left leg can stretch up into the air and be more strong, stronger in the pose. You'll bring your leg hovering above the floor. Come back to center. Breathe in. Exhale. Left leg, right leg, left arm extending. Good. Always work opposites. Good. And then come back to center. So let's do the first side again. Right leg, right arm, left leg. And your leg is hovering above the mat. And back to center. Let's see if I can say it right. Left arm, right leg extending, and right leg hovering. Woo! Woo! And then release and pull knees into chest. Good work. And we're back to the block. And we'll have the block at the knees. Arms are at a T position. And your knees will go side to side. So at first, we won't have many rules. We'll just think, I just want to get into this side movement. And then we'll start adding little details. So the details, when you're back at center, see if you could raise your heels a little so you really have a 90-degree at the knees. And then when you go over, your head is turning opposite of the legs. And you're trying to have your thigh very close, like you're hovering above the floor. You actually can feel the floor under the thigh, but you're not resting. And keep the shoulders down. Keep your knees at a 90-degree. Let's do 2 more rounds. Good, and then when you've completed that, we'll hug right knee to chest. Right knee to chest, stretching. For some it's a left hip flexor, for some it's low back, and others not too much stretch. Now you're going to straighten your right leg, holding behind the knee, and maybe lifting your head and walking your hand further up the leg. Some of you can go higher and higher. Some are like, oh, I have to have a strap, and it's, do what feels okay. You can do this without a strap, even reaching your knee. So depends on you. And breathe. Good. And then holding your head, so you're still raised, but your shoulder blades, trying to take your shoulder blades off the mat. And you're lifting. Open the elbows out and lower. Lower the leg. Pull left knee to chest, and we will go back to the hamstring stretch. Okay, so now we're at the left leg, knee pulling in, and it's like you want to feel your thigh against your abdominal wall. And then straightening the left leg. Taking a deep breath in, exhale, lift, and starting to walk your hands further up your leg, and maybe even reaching for your foot. Lowering your head towards your knee. And then reaching your hands to your head, so you're lifting, taking your shoulder blades up off the mat, and then open the elbows out, engage your core. Good. Release, lower your head, and lower the leg. Good work. Good work. So we'll come to the first side. We'll go through the movements, the leg stretches. I know many will want a strap, not everyone. Okay, so we're going to start out, right leg is up in the air. You're using a strap or right hand holding the big toe. Some can do this with knee bent, and others are able to straighten the legs. So that's the first movement. Let's go ahead and take the leg out to the side, inner thigh stretch. And these will help us with the standing poses. Trying to keep your left hip down. Half lotus, bending your right knee, pointing the knee over to the right, lifting your head, taking your head towards foot or foot towards head. You could also slip your right arm under the right knee, try to get shoulder underneath. Yep, breathe. Sure. You're doing it. And then extending the leg. Now your choice is to come over with straight leg or bend the knee. When you bend your knee, it's easier. Your right knee bent, or leg straightened, probably more intense. And you can start with a bent knee and then extend later. See how that works for you. Turn your head opposite of the leg, of the stretched leg. Great, come back to center, good work. And let's try the other side now. So we'll take the left leg up into the air, hamstring stretch. And then we'll take the leg out to the side, inner thigh stretch. And now we're starting to come to a half lotus. And you're holding your foot, probably both hands holding the foot, lifting your head, and some can slip the arm under, good, and lifting that way. You got it. We're going to release, take the leg up into the air, and you decide left knees straight or bent, probably the way you did it first side, coming across and stretching. The twists are really good also for sciatica, creating a little more space, release. Okay, let's come out. Good work. And as we come out, we'll go ahead and up and come right to child's pose. So noticing changes in your body. Just noticing the first part of our session, just taking taking note of your back, how it feels. Deep breath in and exhale. And then from here, we're going to roll. You could do cat cow instead if you wanted, or you come forward and arch, look up, and then exhale, pressing back. Round into your back, roll the shoulders back, kneecaps maybe coming up as you lift, and then knees down, pressing back. Do that a few times. And then next time you're in upward facing dog, we'll come back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet closer in and start to pedal. Really work your heel down. Good. And this pedaling really works your feet, the small bones of your feet. Mm-hmm. Yes. And then we'll go wide with the feet, walking your hands back. So now you're at the back end of your mat in a forward fold, hands to elbows, and let yourself hang, let yourself swing from side to side. And then hands are right onto your thighs, come on up, and bringing the feet a little closer in together, sweeping the arms up, palms touching up overhead, and hands to heart center. Good work. So, so I tend to put my mat this way because it's easier, I can see everyone. And so I'll kind of guide you along. We're going to do our salutations to the moon. Those are just great. Stepping to the front of your mat. Think about how to open it up. All right. Yeah. So if I say to open out to the right, I'm thinking about those in studio, you'll be facing the mirror, but you'll still be able to see me, I think, so in the mirror. Okay. So hands are to heart center. We'll reach up, extend, arch back. And I know it sounds funny, but I really like to start this with a triangle, and it's very long-winded to one side. So it'll be not a triangle, with a tree, and it'll be a while before you see the other side of the tree again. So take your right foot up, and if tree is not so your forte, you can keep your foot low. I call it kickstand tree, or your foot comes up higher, maybe it comes up to the inside thigh, and then hands are reaching up. And then the right foot will swing back to warrior two. So you go fairly wide, extending the arms, and then trying to really get a 90-degree bend in your left knee. We got it. Warrior two, and breathe. And then we go to extended side angle, elbow to knee, or left hand to ankle, right arm reaching up overhead. You got it. Those look good. And breathe. And it should feel really open. It should feel very, very open. All right, and then we press up, and as wide as this is, it's triangle. So if you want to bring it a little closer in, so you don't, I feel like I was slipping a little bit for triangle, so I go a little closer in, extending, shifting, coming into triangle, and breathe. What is wonderful about salutations of the moon, it's really varied. The movements are, there's a little of everything in this sequence. And then we'll come up, and as you come up, reach, right hand back, left arm reaching up, look upward. And then you have your half moon. So this is where you might have to walk over to a wall or so. And you can always have your hand on a block or not. And getting one hip bone over the other, and top arm up into the air. If you're able to, especially like in studio, be looking at the mirror. Some look down to the floor, but trying to move your eyes away from the floor. All right, and then bring your right hand down and come out, and let's be in a low lunge for a moment. and breathe. You can have a block under your right hand or not. As you twist, left arm comes up and twist. And then lower. Now the back heel will come down, warrior one. And if your leg is tired, straighten it and then bend it again. That usually helps you try to square the pelvis here. And the arms come up. And you'll separate the hands, look up at the space you frame out. Lower the hands and your back knee comes down. You might need your extra knee padding, or a little trick is to fold the mat over. And then from here, reaching the arms up, crescent move. So that gets deeper into the hip flexor. Arching your back. All right, we're gonna add a little something. You're gonna twist to your right now. Your right hand is on your thigh or your back knee, maybe calf muscle. I have my hand on my back knee and the top arm reaching up, and you get a nice side bend movement. We're gonna release. And then from here, we come back to a seated position. So this is when, you wanna watch your knee. So you're coming back, and if you have to be careful, then you use your hands a lot to kind of, to shift your knee to the side. Yep, and maybe you have a better way, right, Cindy? Usually we come up with a safe way. We don't want to hurt our knees. Okay, and I'm going to show that again. So, some are, oh, I should say this. Yes, so the original of this one goes down right here. Not everyone can do that. So I have shifted. I also know this other one where you come over and your knee, I use my hand to kind of lift and come over, but you do the variation that works for you. You reach up, extend, and then we're reaching for the straight leg, for the left leg. Lower your head and stretch into your back, but you're also stretching into the right side of your torso, especially right side, because your right hand is reaching the outside left foot. Mm-hmm. Nice, Anne. So when we're using straps, it's hard to say that you're reaching your outside foot. Both hands are really strapped, but even so, the right hand has more of a reach. One more breath here. Inhale, exhale. Let's reach the arms up, extend, and then twist towards your bent knee, your right bent knee. Reach and look back. You should find, wow, okay, I'm going deeper in these twists. Some will stay put with the twist, and others will say, okay, right hand beside the right hip. When I come up, I'm going to shift my right knee so it's closer in to under the hip. Left foot will step back so I can look up. I know it looks a little bit like a side plank, but my left foot is back so I can look up and arch. You got it. And breathe. And release. Come out. Soles of the feet are together. I'll face you on this. So soles of the feet are together. You're holding your feet. You're lowering your head. Take a few rounds of breath here. Your heels could be really close in, or your heels could be further out like a diamond. That's more the way I do this pose. And then release, come on up. And we're gonna come back to downward facing dog. So any way you can, you come out of the pose and you shift back, find some symmetry in the pose. So I think I've told you about this before, but you can only imagine, you know, we just did one side. It took a while. There's a lot of poses and we pick them up on the other side. Years ago, I was teaching at a place called NIOM, Northwest Institute of Acupuncture. And there was a fire drill right at this point. So we all had to leave the room and we were all uneven. And there was a true incident and we didn't finish the class. It was really awful. I said, can you do the other side when you get home? And then let's walk forward, good work. And once you walk forward, pause in your forward bend. All your weight is off your wrists. You could have your feet apart or feet together, stretching your back, shake out your head. You like a Raggedy Ann doll, Raggedy Andy doll. And then now bring your feet together and bend the knees, come into Utkatasana chair. So we have a little nice strength there. Yep, and reach. So you can go lower and heels anchored. Press heels into the mat, reach up and reach back. And then hands to heart center. And it all started out with tree. Okay, so you're at the front end of your mat and your left foot. Remember, there's a kickstand tree and there's a regular old tree. See what works for you. Many kinds of trees in this world, right? Your tree will look unique. We have Icelandic music today. So once into tree, you could separate your hands if you like, and once the arms are up in the air, and breathe. Reach a little more, you know, tree is ever growing. Feet, send the taproot down into the earth, arms reaching to the sky, the winter sky. And then your hands will come down and your left foot will swing back for warrior two. So you want a nice wide stance, bend your right knee, extending the arms, and just kind of, I like to look and see what's my back arm doing, what's my forward arm doing, and breathe. Deep breathing. So we're going to start to come into the extended side angle, elbow to knee, or you reach your right hand to right ankle and go into a deeper side bend. Good. So not only is it a side bend, but it's an inner thigh stretch as well. You're also weight bearing on your right hip, so this is also very good for the bones, for your hip bones and bone density. Make sure you breathe into this posture. Good. Go ahead and come out, straightening your right leg. So if you feel like you're too wide, I always feel I am, just going to bring my foot a little closer in. And extending the arms, breathing in. And then shifting and coming over into the pose. Ooh, triangle, strong geometric shape, figure. Have the solidity of the pyramids. Let's go ahead and come up, and we'll take the left hand back, the right arm will come up, reach up high. And then we have our half moon. So of course you can be by a wall if you like. Bending your right knee, left leg coming up, and breathing. And you got the perfect spot today.
Yeah.
You picked it. All right, we're going to start to bend the right knee. Left hand comes down and pause in your low lunge. So your back knee is straightened and you have double track. So you have to kind of walk your right foot over to the right more. Let's add the twist. Left hand could be on a block or left hand is down and right arm comes up for the twist to the right. One more breath here. Inhale. Use your back foot a little more so that you don't have to be so reliant on your left wrist. And then you'll come out, your back heel will come down, and you have warrior one. So sometimes I straighten the leg, rest it out, and then I come into the pose again. Hands are at heart center. So warrior one, you're facing forward, front end of the mat. Reach up, you can separate the arms, look upward, and breathe. Going to lower, and this time bring your left knee down. And you have crescent moon. So you're pressing your left hip forward, right knee and right ankle in alignment. Reach the arms up, arch back, and breathe. And then turn, start to turn to your left. So left hand could be on your low back, on your thigh, on the back of the knee, some reach for the foot. I have my hand on the back of the knee. Then I can really turn and extend the right arm. I think most of us think more about like the arching and then we forget about the hip opening because you're still pushing your left hip forward. I tend to forget about that as well. All right, and then we come out. And now we're coming back to sitting. So you want to be careful of your precious knees. You're coming back. As you come back, probably left knee out. Pointing out to the side, right leg is straight. You reach the arms up, inhale, and exhale, reach forward for your foot. And using your strap, of course, or maybe you're able to reach left hand outside right leg. You could work with your back straight or lower, bringing your head to knee. Good. And breathe. And usually the lower and this side would be like the lower left, the left side of your lower back. We're going to reach up, extend. Take a deep breath in, and now we twist towards the bent knee. So keeping your right leg active as you turn left. Some of you might go to that variation on a side plank. So what we do is we bring the left knee, it's kind of under your hip, okay? But the left hand steps further behind that line, and your right foot can step back. It might even be off your mat. And you're able then to look up at the ceiling. Beautiful, you got it. And you arch, no, and breathe. It feels like a side bend, a back bend. Good, and then we're going to release. And as we release, we'll come to the soles of the feet together. And your hands are holding the feet together. Lengthen it out first, look up. And then exhale, lower your head, bringing your head closer into your feet. Maybe even rounding your back. Then we press up. Good. And we're going to add a little more. We're going to take the legs really wide as you can, and make your way forward, getting into the inner thigh. And one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, will come out. And any way that will get you back safely to downward facing dog. So I'm crossing the legs. I use my hands to come up, curling toes under, and there we are. Downward facing dog, and you may want to pedal. And then straightening the legs. So let's bring the hands just a little closer in to each other so that you could walk or spring your feet to the outside hands. It's trying to walk it. Julie's like, she gonna jump it? And then from here, you could always modify your squat, or you could drop down into a very wide squat and take a moment to stretch your back. Then breath in. Exhale. And then all the way up. And once you come up, just standing for a moment in mountain. Hands are to heart center. Deep breath in. And exhale. We'll reach the arms up into the air. On an inhalation, reach, and then exhale, arms out to the sides and down. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, arms out to the sides and down. And last one. And arms out to the sides. Good. And down. All right. A dancer pose. Got a dancer, and then we have time for a dancer. Yes, that clock is always fast. Okay. So for a dancer, you can hang on to something. It's fine. You can face the wall. I'm not facing the wall, so you can actually see, but you would hold on to something. Hold your foot, and you can always be upright or coming back. Okay. Or you're right in the center of the room. Okay. Yes. So can we do something first? I think, and either you're holding the wall or not. Take hold of one foot, stretch your quads. And then the other side, grab hold and stretch your quads. Let's do that one more time. Grab hold, and maybe both hands will grab hold. Okay, and then the other one, grabbing hold, and maybe it's one hand, or if both hands are free, then you're holding. Good, okay. And then from here, holding the foot and holding your wall, your mirror, whatever you have, and coming into dancer's pose and breathe. And then release. I don't know why I had this image. I don't know why it seemed really weird. Dancers with masks on. It's like a masquerade. We got our, yeah. And then not online though. And then let's reach the other side and extend, focus. And and release. That's really nice. Good balance. Very nice. All right, so we come down again. And this time we're going to come right onto the backs, pulling knees into chest, rocking a little from side to side. I'll get those lights, those bright lights. Just rocking. Let's extend the legs up in the air. Your hands are holding your head up as you come up, so you engage your core again. And then you reach your arms to the outside right leg. It's reaching. And then back to center. Arms can be up overhead. And then why not support your head as you come through center. And then reach your arms over to the left, to the outside left leg. And then back to center, releasing the arms. Feet are down. And you'll extend your legs one by one. And your hands are happily at your sides. And settling into Shavasana. Completely relax your entire body, relaxing your spine, relaxing your legs and your feet and your shoulders. Taking time to still the mind, to feel this time right now, this breath, this yoga practice, this life. Then ever so slowly, you'll start to move your hands and your feet, and you resurface slowly. And then when you are ready, you'll roll to one side. And you'll make your way to sitting. Those of you online, you're welcome to turn your audio on.